So during the eclipse, we have this interesting aspect from Pluto and Capricorn, where Pluto is sextiling the sun and trining the moon. And to me, this sextile certainly means like there's an opportunity for changes in the government, traditions, structures, and systems that could help resolve the conflict and issues in the economy. However, these changes might happen very quickly, and some of this energy is kind of unstoppable in some way because of the trine to the moon. So, what do you think about that? What exactly do you think the trine means, or do you have any more to offer on that?
Well, when I look at this chart, I have cast it from Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you cast a chart from a specific place, it gives you an idea of what's going on in that area. And we definitely see the battle going on between my values and your values, even in
Yeah.
Washington, D.C. The interesting thing about this chart is that the moon in Taurus is in the house of Scorpio, and the sun in Scorpio is in the house of Taurus. So it's just
Right.
kind of flipped that axis of
Right.
where it's manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the trine from the moon in the eighth house to Pluto is in the fourth house.
Right.
And it's conjunct the fourth house cusp. So this is talking about the homes of the United States of America and mortgages,
And real estate in general, yeah.
real estate in general,
Luxury
and
goods,
luxury goods
home goods.
to some extent.
Yeah.
But the degree of the moon is at 27, the degree of Pluto is at 24. So this energy is already unraveling, it's moving very quickly. So we may see a lot of people moving to refinance, a lot of people moving for modifications in their loans. And then we're also, the eighth house is bankruptcy.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so we are going to probably see a lot of foreclosures going on. And there's opportunities out there, there's resources out there, but are they going to be enough to compensate and keep things going? Is my
Right.
concern.
For sure.
Specifically because we have Pluto conjunct the fourth house. This also speaks to the borders. The IC of the fourth house always speaks to the border of a country when you're casting a chart for a country, and we will see an ongoing crisis there. Pluto will not move forward to activate this access until February 11th. So this
Wow.
information may not really come out until we're hitting that February 11th date, to where Pluto hits 27 degrees and really activates that eclipse again.
Right.
But that's what I would be looking at as far as this chart is concerned, is a lot of changes going on, a lot of movement going on in the banking and specifically mortgage industries is going to be affected throughout this next 6 months
Right.
heavily.
So we're going to see a lot of transformations and changes, of course, then in the housing market and how the borders are handled then. So with casting the DC chart, does that kind of speak to like the US as a whole, or how does that work
Yes.
exactly?
When you cast the chart from the capital of a country,
Mm.
it gives you a lot of information about what's going on in the country at that time.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so when we're talking about the IC, which is the cusp of just the beginning of the fourth house, that is always the border. It's the
Okay.
homeland. And Pluto is exactly conjunct that, and it's squaring the ascendant and the descendant. So I think we've got a lot of significant stuff coming up in the next 6 months in the country.
Okay.
And so we'll see how it plays out, but it definitely has to do with government restrictions, controls, over the border,
Mhm.
banks, finances, taxing. There's going to be a lot of things brought up that haven't been, the skeletons haven't come out of the bag yet, but they're on the way.
Right.